So let's talk about pipes. And let's start with some of the Angular 2 pipes that we can use, and let's try to understand how to use some date pipes. Okay, so we go to our project and let's create a new directory and call it our pipes. And it's always a good practice to include an index file, and let's create our pipes file. Okay, so created our pipes file, and usually if we want to create a component, we need to import Angular 2 from component from the core. Okay, we can hover over it and see that it's the right path. We can even go inside and see what is exactly exported in Angular 2 core. And for now, we will use the component. Every component has a class, so let's create a class and call it pipes component. Let's give it a constructor and ng on init to do the heavy lifting. The first pipe that we want to see is the date pipe, so let's create a private member called date and let's initialize it in our on ng on init. So it's a new date and it's initialized. Okay, so now let's tell Angular 2 what exactly this class meant to be. The first thing we need to add is an export, so we can find this class in other methods. We can go back to our init file and export everything from our pipes. Okay, so if we want Angular to know how to use this class, we need to give it a decorator. A decorator is set like this, and it gets a JavaScript object. The first thing we will give it is a selector, so we will know how to find it. Let's just call it pipes for now, or our pipes, as we mentioned. The next thing is template. Okay, so we have a few ways adding a template. The first way is just hard coding it here, so we can do like paragraph 1, 2, 3, close the paragraph, and we're set. We go back to our app file, and we're gonna add this routing link. Okay, so let's call it pipes, and now we're gonna add to our routing configuration. We need to add a new route. We call it pipes, and the path would be our pipes, and the component is pipes component. So you can see that TypeScript doesn't understand what is web pipes component. This is because we didn't import this component. Okay, so we imported from our pipes and from our index file And now we can just easily add it, and we can see that everything is working fine. And let's tell Webpack to start again and clean his cache. Okay, so we have an error. Let's try and understand what is exactly our error. So it says to us in app file, line 12. There's a problem with our new import, but as we can see, it seems to be okay. Can't see any problem here. Okay, so we forgot to add this to show exactly the path. Now the bundle is okay, it's valid. We go back to our browser and we can see that we have 1, 2, 3 exactly as he said, but 1, 2, 3 isn't exactly what we wanted to achieve. So let's add a template file and call it our pipes template, and let's create a header called date pipes, and now let's just display our date. Okay, so we go back to our component and we need to tell it that we are not using this template anymore. We have a template file. So we have two ways to do it. We can either say we have a template URL and use it, or we can use our Webpack require and let it know that we have our pipes HTML file. We can see that we can hover over it and go back to it, and all we need to do is compile again our application. We go back and we can see that our date is not so nice to see. It has a little, if it's not so friendly and user friendly to use. So this is exactly why we need pipes to fix this problem. And now we see exactly how we fix it. Okay, so pipes, as the name says, it's the pipe sign. If you remember for Angular 1, it's exactly like filters. And all we need to do is tell him exactly how we would like this pipe to be. So let's try and show some different ways. So the first way, we want it as medium date, and you can see that we have it medium date. We can give it exactly how we would like the date to be. So we gave it year, month, 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 and day. So let's see. Okay, so we have it in this kind of 4 letters for the month, day, and year. Another way we can display it is short time. and this shows us only a time with AM PM. Okay, thanks. I hope you understood and you enjoyed this episode.